Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Jessica Harrington. Tonight on the Now Bakersfield, we have the details on a program available through a local college helping young adults with special needs live independent lives. And we're taking a live look out at the Kern County Fair because that's where the Now's Allison Kero is live tonight. She'll have more on all the fun things to do and eat as well as your fair forecast this week. That's all ahead on the Now Bakersfield. Annie?
Here's our lineup for the Now today. A lot of topics about your money and your health. The number of Americans with Alzheimer's disease and related dementia is expected to double by 2060. And for the first time ever, we're getting predictions based on race. Have you ever tried kombucha? It's marketed as a healthy beverage with probiotics. Well, sales are booming, but what are the real health benefits? I'm talking to a dietitian about that. And we waste a lot of money on fees, ATM fees, checking account fees, but don't just blame the banks. It's mostly our fault. And we're going to tell you why we end up paying so much in fees over our lifetime, and it's mostly avoidable. So you got to stick around for that because we love saving you money.
All right, Annie, thanks. Well, I'm sure most parents will tell you sending their children off to college and into the real world can be difficult. Well, for parents whose children experience disabilities, that independence is something that might not seem realistic. At Taft College, the transition to an independent living program is aimed at helping young adults do just that. The Now's Alyssa Flores walks us through a day in the life of students whose special needs are now being met. Alyssa?
Yeah, Jessica, they are tasks like grocery shopping, laundry, paying bills, making appointments. We do them every day without much thought. But for those with intellectual disabilities that have always required a little extra help most of their lives, the Transition to Independent Living program is where they're going to learn to help themselves.
They're like any other students. They're young. They have certain dreams and wishes and goals that they want to complete.
The primary goal for these students, independence, which is what brings students like freshman Ryan Larson to Taft College. The Transition to Independent Living program helps young adults with intellectual disabilities make the jump from relying on support to doing it all on their own.
I know it's not really probably a good thing to live with your parents their whole life, and it's just, I mean, I think it was time for me to know what it was like without that.
Typically it's people that were born with a disabling condition and they're not able to care for themselves.
Social skills, personal finance, health, wellness, personal advocacy, and cooking. Classes that are part of the 2-year TIL curriculum, attracting students up and down California.
Remember, keep the knife pointing down.
Basic things that we all kind of do in life and take for granted, but realize that some people just need to be taught these skills. Sometimes they have a little bit more trouble learning that, and like I said before, it's about breaking stuff down.
Many away from their loved ones for the first time.
They were very helpful, but they were, this is probably something you more wanted to hear, they were also like limiting me in a way. And it's because they were doing more things than they probably should have been for me. That's just how parents are.
Freshman students living in on-campus dorms.
Most of these I created.
Sophomores off-campus.
Milk and coffee creamer.
Learning to grocery shop. Take public transportation, hold down part-time jobs, and balance their budgets.
Still leaves you with some money to put in savings.
By creating a sort of living laboratory, if you will, where students can learn what they need to do independently in the classroom setting, and then apply it in their home setting.
Just seeing the students blossom, you know. You go from a student that couldn't hold a toilet brush to one that's hopping on the bus and going shopping and heading to their job every day and attending classes.
And with newfound independence comes confidence, not just for students, but for their families too.
I'm sure that my parents thought it would be tougher for me, for sure. But I have never really thought about that because I don't want to be one that just makes excuses.
They feel very confident that their child's going to be able to survive in a work world.
Relief that I think that a parent must feel when they know their kid's going to be okay. You know, that they're going to be okay out there.
The TIL program at Taft College is now accepting applications for the 2018-2019 school year. They accept 52 students from ages 18 to 30 each year. For more information, you can check out our website, turnto23.com. For the Now Bakersfield, Alyssa Flores, 23 ABC.
All right, Alyssa, thanks for that great story. San Joaquin Valley leaders gathered this morning along the Bryant-Kern Canal in support of Proposition 3, a statewide water bond. Voters will decide in November whether or not to approve the $8.8 billion measure, which the group of bipartisan legislators say will help fix the valley's water systems. The Water Supply and Water Quality Act of 2018 would fund new technologies for local water supply, such as water reuse and stormwater capture, safe water for disadvantaged communities, watershed restoration, fish and wildlife protection, sustainable groundwater management, and repair of existing dams and canals.
For far too long, we've been left out of too many bonds, and this is one here that I'm supporting personally because I think it's very important, and it actually does deliver actual money for the Central Valley.
This is an important step forward to fixing our broken water system and making the same kinds of investments in our long-term water needs that are absolutely essential if we're going to maintain the health and the viability and the strength of the economy of our San Joaquin Valley.
Bryant delivers water from Millerton Lake via the Bryant-Kern Canal to more than 18,000 family farms and nearly 160,000 families and businesses. Prop 3 includes $750 million for safe drinking water for disadvantaged communities, $100 million for restoring fisheries in the San Joaquin River, and $30 million for the San Joaquin River Parkway. It also calls for $275 million to improve habitat and water supplies at state, federal, and private wildlife refuges. Annie?
Let's get a check of our news feed. Big stories in a short amount of time. North Korean leader Kim Jong-un wants to meet with President Trump again and soon. Kim told the president of South Korea that he wants to complete denuclearization quickly. In Pennsylvania, 2 police officers stopped a man who opened fire inside a courthouse lobby yesterday. He had a handgun and shot 3 people and an officer before another officer killed him. Everyone else expected to be just fine. Well, scientists have a feeling that there are fewer bugs flying around these days. Yes, bugs like bees, moths, butterflies, ladybugs, fireflies. But here's the thing, they can't really be certain about all this. They've never gone around counting the population of flying insects. They just think something's amiss. All right, pretty startling new prediction out about conditions causing serious burdens on millions of families right now. So the CDC saying that the number of people with Alzheimer's and other dementia-type diseases will nearly triple over the next 40 years to about 14 million people. In 2014, when the CDC last looked at this, the number was at 5 million. The new research also breaks down who is most vulnerable. Minority groups are expected to see the biggest increase in Alzheimer's and dementia cases between now and 2060. Hispanics are expected to have the most new diagnosed cases. Another concerning change is over the next few decades, there is expected to be a surge in more women developing the mind-robbing diseases. In 2014, the number of cases were pretty even between men and women. But part of the reason behind this projected increase is due to expected population growth. Also, fewer people are dying from other chronic diseases, which means people are living longer. And the risk for these progressive brain disorders starts to really increase after the age of 65. Another obvious reason, there's just no cure. Well, next in our lineup, kombucha. It's booming right now. It's marketed as this healthy beverage with tons of probiotics in it, but I'm talking to a registered dietitian about the real health benefits and if it's really worth the high price. Caught in the act, this new video from a Canadian news investigation shows Ticketmaster working with scalpers. So what does this mean for you? Well, if it's true, it's possible that scalpers are driving up prices. And according to CBC News and the Toronto Star, what we're looking at here is a ticket scalping convention in Vegas. And a man who supposedly worked for Ticketmaster said brokers have fake accounts on Ticketmaster's website.
How many brokers are using multiple accounts?
I'd say pretty damn near every one of them. I mean, they have to, because you want to get a good show. If the ticket limit's 6 or 8, you're not going to make a living on 8 tickets.
Ticketmaster reportedly has an online system that's designed specifically for professional scalpers. So how it works is after scalpers buy the bulk tickets from Ticketmaster, they'll go on the scalper site and sell the tickets at inflated prices. And by selling them through that specific website, Ticketmaster then gets a piece of the sales. So not only does Ticketmaster make money off the original sale, they're also cashing out on that resold ticket. And some are calling this double dipping. And now Ticketmaster says it does not own the tickets on its platform and does not have control over ticket pricing. They also add that they believe it's their job to offer a safe place for people to shop in both primary and secondary markets. Okay, kombucha. It's brewing up a lot of interest among health nuts because of its so-called medicine-like properties. Maybe you've tried it, maybe your kids have tried it, but that's why I decided to break the seal and see what it's all about and see if those claims actually hold up.
Well, there's a lot of health benefits that are within kombucha. So it has probiotics, it has antioxidants, and there's really 5 billion probiotics per serving.
Scott Perlmeter is the founder of Upstart Kombucha and says the ancient Chinese tea of immortality is all that it's brewed up to be.
So let's start over here.
The process of making kombucha is pretty straightforward. So ultimately, you're making tea.
We're making tea initially, and we change it a little bit further down the process.
Dry yeast and bacteria is added into the batch of steeped tea.
Basically, it will ferment for 8 to 9 days, depending on the temperature.
It's during this time the tea transforms into kombucha, the bubbly drink now filled with billions of probiotics. Probiotics are living microorganisms, or good bacteria, that researchers found to be beneficial for both the immune system and digestion.
But what we don't know is the strains of bacteria that it could be harvesting or how much it's providing. And for consumers, one person to another, it may vary in how it improves their gut health or their immune system.
Which is one of the main reasons registered dietitian Jessica Crandall says people are willing to pay $5 a bottle.
Still needs to be identified with how much we need, what strains we need in order for us to yield the best outcomes for prevention and health.
Jessica says a 99-cent yogurt could ultimately do the exact same for your gut. There's just not enough research done on kombucha and how many glasses we need to consume in a day. So what we've learned is that there haven't been a lot of studies done on the health benefits of kombucha, but we do know there have been a lot of studies done on the health benefits of tea and probiotics, which are both found in kombucha. So at the end of the day, try it out, see if you like it, and maybe it's just a great alternative to soda. Well, depending on how you look at it, this could be good news. Rent prices haven't changed in a year. This is according to Zillow. The median rent price is about $1,400 a month. The median price of a home is about $216,000. Not only did rent go down in August, home values have also been growing at the slowest pace since 2016.
All right, thanks, Annie. And check this out. A local museum and a Facebook group for local moms is teaming up to offer a way for kids and moms to get out of the house and socialize. Today, the Kern County Museum hosted Project Play, an event where local moms and their kids can go to Brock Discovery Center at the museum and play and hang out with other kids and their moms. Kids could explore the center, play in the imagination room, and make a craft project, all while moms enjoy coffee and talk with each other. The idea for the event came from a partnership with the Bakersfield Moms Facebook group.
We partnered with them in hopes to get more moms out of the house, more kids out of the house, learning and playing and creating friendships and just having a good time.
Currently, the event is held one Thursday out of every month from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. The next Project Play event is on October 18th. The museum would like to expand and have more project play days for those that join or are part of the Bakersfield Moms Facebook group. They can get $2 off their adult admission for that day. And speaking of fun with moms and the kids, you can take the entire family out to the fair tonight. And here's the Now's Allison Kero, who's live at the fairground. She's checking out food and fun and everything that's available. And of course, the fair forecast, Allison.
Well, Jessica, it is so much fun. Night 2 here at the Kern County Fair, and we have some people playing with bubbles, glow sticks, and the food is just so good. Earlier, we tried the rainbow grilled cheese, which was actually delicious, that you could see all the colors, as well as the spiral spud. And I heard they have tamale mac and cheese. I think I'll have to be going to check this out later this evening, but it is so much fun out here, and the sun is down. Temperatures cool right now, but today temperatures right on track with seasonal, so really not too bad. But again, a little bit warmer than what we were feeling today. We had a high of 89 degrees here in Bakersfield. Again, right on track with that normal, but not quite near those record temperatures. But temperatures are down from up from what we were seeing this time yesterday. Actually up near 3 degrees here in Bakersfield, and it looks like we could be seeing temperatures increasing as well, up to 9 in Mojave, and that's only going to continue as we head into the rest of the weekend, as well as on Friday. But we did see dry air that's making its way into the county, so that created very low humidity values, especially in our mountain and desert cities. And unfortunately, we didn't see a strong wind, so we're going to have another day of moderate air quality with an AQI of 97. So technically that's better than what we were seeing today, but unfortunately a few points away from unhealthy for sensitive groups. But if you are planning on coming out to the fair tomorrow, doors open at 10:30 in the morning and close at 11 p.m. So it'll be 84 degrees in the morning and then down to 75 degrees at night. So really not too bad, but during the day, it's actually going to be one of the warmest days of the week. Bakersfield will have a high of 95 degrees on Friday as well as on Saturday, and then down to 94 on Sunday, 92 on Monday. But look at this, sunny skies for the extended forecast. So it is going to be beautiful if you're planning on going out to Friday Night Football tomorrow or back here to the fair. It is going to be such gorgeous temperatures, but we'll have more details coming up. The Now continues after this break.
Pharmacy, where they serve seniors who are spending a good amount of their money on prescription drugs every day.
It'll be just a minute. I'll get it for you.
Registered pharmacist Drew Miller has been listening to the same squeaky door since 1995.
We're thriving and doing well and working as hard as we can to take care of these people.
He sees the struggles his customers face daily trying to fill their prescriptions.
We try to work with them to find cheaper alternatives or different ways to get things paid for.
And most of those customers are around the same age as Wayne Johnson.
I probably spend $600 or so a month.
That's a lot of money.
It is, yes.
74-year-old Johnson pays a hefty price for necessary meds, is on a fixed income, receives retirement, Social Security, but when it comes to Medicare,
it doesn't pay for my prescriptions, so I have to buy additional insurance to take care of that, and I have to buy the Medigap insurance. So I'm spending probably $400 or $500 a month for insurance on top of the medications.
Seniors all across America are facing the same and have been for years.
No such thing as cheap medication.
No, there's not.
In 2015, the cost of common medications for older Americans jumped 15% and keeps climbing. The AARP reports 81% of seniors think drug costs are way too high and want politicians to do something.
The Congress that we have right now is a total waste of time and money.
Solutions for seniors, Johnson says, seem hopeless.
Sometimes I'll get a phone call from somebody that says, this month my heating bill was extra high. Can I delay my payment on for my medication?
Sad for people like Miller who see it firsthand.
How you doing today?
And although he tries to help the people in his own community,
all right, get some change,
by offering payment options and going above and beyond the call.
And we're on the phone a lot and making phone calls and faxing and emailing and all trying to get something that's the best possible outcome for the patient.
He says the real work has to come from Congress.
If the sides don't work together to make something happen, the mess isn't going to fix itself.
For the now, I'm Nicole Vowell.
Thanks, Nicole. Well, back to our lineup. Have you paid any ATM fees lately? Hey, don't just blame the bank. We're going to tell you how you can save some money, but it's going to take a little bit of effort. You're watching The Now. Welcome back. I'm Annie Taylor. Okay, listen, I don't think any of us want to be considered lazy, but NerdWallet did a study recently and found that we spend a lot on unnecessary fees because, well, we are lazy. I don't know about you, I am guilty of this. And you know, those fees do add up over time. So for example, over half of us get dinged about $12 every time we get paid because we haven't set up direct deposit with our bank. And then nearly half of us get charged another $2 again every time we get paid for not signing up for those paperless statements, which literally take 2 minutes to do. Okay, are you guilty of this one? 70% of us are. Do you avoid walking an extra 3 blocks to use your bank's ATM machine and instead pay the $2 fee at the standalone ATM machine? I know, I've done it too. Well, NerdWallet's survey also found that 9 out of 10 post-millennials, which are 18 to 21 years old, would do something to avoid fees. Compare that to 79% of people ages 73 to 90. Planning for retirement is always in the back of our minds, but doing it, it's not always easy. That's why tomorrow here on The Now, a financial advisor gives us a reality check about what we should be doing and what we should expect during retirement.
That's going to do it for us. We'll see you at 11.